Please remain standing for the national anthem and the invocation. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I would ask you to bow your heads now in prayer, and we will pray the prayer of St. Thomas of Villanova, which has now become our tradition here through the incentive of Monsignor Casals. And St. Thomas says, I will love you, Lord, in every way, without setting limits to my love, for you have set no limits to what you have done for me. You have not measured out your gifts. I will not measure out my love. I will love you, Lord, with all my strength, with all my powers, as much as I am able. In you, O Lord, have I hoped. Amen. Please be seated, and I now call Dr. Irma Becerra, Provost and Chief Academic Officer of the University, to the podium.
Good morning. As the Provost and Chief Academic Officer of the University, I declare this academic convocation now officially open. Thank you. At this time, I ask that you extend a warm welcome to the members of the Platform Party. I ask the distinguished members of our Board of Trustees and Law School Advisory Board here today to please stand and be recognized. I ask the university administration and faculty in our Platform Party to please stand and be recognized. I ask all the members of our faculty sitting among all of you to please stand and recognize. I now call Reverend Monsignor Franklin Casal, President of the University, to the podium for his commencement message.
Thank you, Dr. Becerra. Good morning, everyone. Greetings to all who are here, and I also bring you the greetings of Archbishop Thomas Wensky, who is the sponsor of this Archdiocesan University. My message to you graduates this morning is very simple. Take your degree, make the most of it for your community, your profession, your family, and yourself. And make your alma mater proud. We congratulate you today because you have successfully completed a course you set for yourself some years ago. We're also proud that the influence of St. Thomas University as a higher education institution continues to impact all communities, actually throughout the world, because of the many graduates who have passed through this stage. I know you are grateful to your professors, to your family, and to the friends who have supported you. Today, spend the moment thanking Almighty God, who gave you the opportunity and ability to become a graduate. No graduate passes through this stage today without having changed a life for himself or herself. Today, we welcome back one of the graduates of St. Thomas University as our speaker, Bishop Enrique Delgado. Little did he realize when he walked across this stage, receiving a PhD from the School of Theology a year ago at this time, that he would return as a bishop. From a parish priest, he has become the newest bishop of the Archdiocese of Miami. We're very proud of him. We assure him of our prayers and support. And God bless all of you on this wonderful day.
I'm honored to share this day with you, as well as with all our friends and family who are joining us via our live stream. So wave at them. Yay! Wave. Yay! As we celebrate the accomplishments of 495 graduating students in this fall 2017 graduating class. Now, students representing the graduates from the School of Law, our graduate programs, and the undergraduate class will offer their thoughts as they embark on this new journey as graduates of St. Thomas University. And now I invite Ms. Alexis Fernandez, who is receiving a Juris Doctorate degree from the School of Law, to the podium.
Good morning, Bishop Delgado, Monsignor Cassell, distinguished leaders from our university, faculty and staff, family and friends, and my fellow classmates. Welcome. As I stand here before you today, the thought of orientation slips back into my thoughts. And you may recall that Dean Garcia offered some words of wisdom then, and he paused for a second and said, "Look to your left, look to your right. Statistically speaking, only one of you will graduate." Well, class of 2017, we survived. We survived the embarrassing Socratic method, the torturous 4-hour exam with the unreasonable little Tammy, mastered the 56-page introductory Blue Book rules, of course with the help of Professor Kravitz's cheat sheet, and learned the difference between the value of a 100% good hand and a hairy hand. But we would not be here today if it weren't for everyone else in this room. So let us take a minute to thank all of those that supported us during our law school struggle. Now, since this is just the start of our journey, I want to leave with you one piece of advice and one challenge. The piece of advice I want to leave with you is, don't forget what brought you to law school. Almost everyone came to law school in part because they're interested in justice. Justice is at the core of our country. See, this isn't a nation that has a common race, a common national origin, or a common religion. In fact, what binds us together as a nation is the rule of law justly applied to everyone. So when we serve the cause of justice, not only are we keeping together what binds us together as a nation, we are repairing the rifts in society for future generations. That's very easy to remember in law school when our professors are constantly posing the challenging questions. I fear it will get much harder once we get out. So let us not forget what brought us to law school when clients question, how much justice can I afford? Which leads me to the challenge. I challenge you to never surrender. Sure, after reciting so much black-letter law, we may think that all of the great legal questions of our time have already been decided. But I submit to you that there is no greater time than right now to be a lawyer. There are vital questions about justice that still need to be addressed in so many areas. Questions like, who gets to be an American? Who's responsible for addressing climate change? Should we have a universal healthcare system? And how do we ensure that everyone has the right to vote and has access to justice? So although at times we may be discouraged and in fact fail, may we never surrender. We owe it to our alma mater. St. Thomas has given us this unique opportunity to achieve real change. So accept the challenge. Pursue those dreams and leave your mark. The time has come. Never surrender and never forget what brought you to law school. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis. I now invite Ms. Dinkinish O'Connor, who received a Master's of Arts in Communication Arts from the School of Arts and Education, to the podium.
Wow. Good morning. First, I give honor to the Spirit of God. Greetings to Bishop Delgado, Monsignor Casal, Provost Becerra, members of the Board of Trustees, university administrators, professors, esteemed guests, our beautiful families, and the graduates of the class of 2017. Thank you for being here. It is somewhat surprising that I have been chosen to represent graduate degree recipients at this commencement. Although I treasure the Master's in Communication Arts I am receiving, I appreciate all the efforts our graduate degrees required. The cap, the gown, the family photos, those symbols of an auspicious arrival only gradually came to resonate with me. About a couple of months ago, I entered the Student Success Center here at St. Thomas University, collected that fancy paper, walked into my car, and wept. Those tears held the savor of June 21st, 2014, early Saturday morning, the first day of summer, the dawn sticky with rain and sadness, when I watched my mother inhale and exhale those excruciatingly beautiful last breaths. Like many of you, especially the non-traditional graduate students, these years of study have had their share of difficulty and loss, as well as success. Only 3 years earlier was my mother in this same space, panicking that her delinquent college dropout adult daughter would fail her again as the moderator called my name last to receive a bachelor's degree. Finally, her only child had arrived. But Mama would miss this moment as my father and I watched her auspicious arrival into the spirit world. But not before she left me her spirit. My mother was an education advocate, and as a child, she would often comfort my Black girl insecurities by saying in her jerk, spicy Jamaican twang, "Dinkinish, your mind would be a terrible thing to waste." Her belief in me frightened me. It petrified me, and I spent much of my youth desperately trying not to be a hostage to her high expectation. I was determined not to arrive to the place where Mama wanted me to be, and instead wasted my first college years at another university. Looking back, it wasn't my mother's expectation of greatness that I most feared, but it was God's. You see, no matter how much I tried not to arrive into a space of success, success would find me. When I arrived at St. Thomas University as an undergrad, I was desperate. I was recovering from a false dream job opportunity, complete with six-figure salary, $25,000 sign-up bonus, and the allure of fame. Yes, there were signs that the man who offered me the fantasy was a mentally unstable charlatan, but as a weary freelance writer, I thought I had arrived. Embarrassed and frustrated, this college dropout arrived at St. Thomas University as the prodigal academic. Instead of a fatted calf prepared for the gospel parables prodigal, I was welcomed by fatted minds like Professor Celia Alvarez, who taught creative writing. And not only did she have a rich literary palette, but through her guidance and endless editing, my first collection of poetry, The Panty Tree, arrived. Like all of us, I have had many inspiring educators here. Dr. Marcela Moyano, one of the most energetic, passionate scholars of communications I have ever met, unearthed the young girl in me who once wanted to contribute to the world, as she would say, as a medium for social change. Years later, when I arrived into Dr. Andrea Campbell's graduate research and writing class, I was in the middle of a familiar ghostly change. Just a few months after my mother transitioned, my father died. And while details regarding the comings and goings of his care will be omitted, I can tell you that my father helped me find my first love. He taught me how to luxuriate in language by reciting poetry to me almost every day as a little girl. How fortunate we are to have our families. During those months, Dr. Campbell's class became a sanctuary of language that my dad's poetry once was. I lost many elders between 2014 and 2016. Their departures, however, became my arrival into womanhood, arrival into taking my place as one who was born to inspire. I thank you, Dr. Campbell, for in some way you took over where my parents left off in encouraging me to arrive academically. I thank Maria, James, Wei, Jing, Jessica, Carlos, and Lauren, my fellow ink soldiers, as we say in our communications village, for sitting through the emotion of what was presented as research, but was really our arriving, in my case, a new space as a Black woman who bears the souls of her ancestors, their spirits charged by blood and sacrifice. Like my parents, many of you arrived here from countries swollen with poverty and political pandemonium. You arrived with empty bellies and American dream-filled minds. The current political climate in America is hot. So hot that there are those leaders wanting to wring you out of the opportunities you work so hard for. Don't give them that chance. You have arrived here for a reason. You belong here. To the children of immigrants who have endured unspeakable indignities so that we don't endure those indignities. Arise, take your place, arrive. The generations ahead are counting on us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Knish. I now invite Ms. Watsoni Dennis, who's receiving a Bachelor of Arts with a double major in political science and psychology from Biscayne College, to the podium.
Good morning. Bishop Delgado, President Monsignor Casal, Provost Dr. Becerra, members of the Board of Trustees, esteemed faculty members, administrators, staff, honored guests, family and friends, and my most special words for the proudly graduating class of 2017. Congratulations. I am profoundly honored to stand before you today as the representative for the undergraduate class. It is truly a privilege. About a month ago, when I received the honor to give this speech today, I reflected on what could I convey in my speech. What would be relevant for everyone here today? What is meaningful for your lives forward? So I thought about what we all have in common here today, namely the significance of education to our lives. At a very young age, my parents instilled in me that education is key to change the world. Everyone graduating here today made a choice. The choice to overcome adversities, push through obstacles, and break barriers. To reach this milestone today, I know there have been challenges along the road. Many of you are first in your families to graduate from a university. Some of you are mothers or fathers. Some of you may come from a different country or culture. Some of you have returned to school after many years. And some of you, as commuters, had issues making it to classes on time because of traffic on the Palmetto. Despite these many challenges, you are all here today because you are resilient. You were leaders in your classroom, you are leaders today, and you are future leaders in your respective fields. Personally, although I was born here, I lived in Haiti with my parents until I was 8 years old. We were forced to flee the country because of political circumstances. The transition to the United States was by far the most difficult aspect of my childhood. Learning the language and accommodating to the American culture, as is necessary for anyone who comes to this great nation. My parents always told me that this country is filled with opportunities for success, and St. Thomas University has opened many doors to those opportunities. Like you, I have grown so much as an individual as a result of my experiences here at St. Thomas. Like some of you, I've had the privilege to present research at the Undergraduate Research Symposium, and at a regional conference. I have presented posters at the United Nations Week event. I have also served as the student chair coordinating Constitution Day, been inducted into Honor Society Psi Chi and Phi Alpha Theta, and today am graduating with a double major in psychology and political science completed in 3.5 years. Much of this has been due to determination, drive, and passion. We all here today have something we are passionate about, something we want to change. And after today, we have the power to make those changes and improve lives. Today, we are the future. We are the change that the world needs at this very moment. One of the core values at St. Thomas University is diversity. This room is filled with diversity. I am an exemplar of that diversity. Appreciating diversity and equality for all is one of the most important lessons that we have learned. We all come from different walks of life. We come from different backgrounds, and this in part makes the uniqueness of St. Thomas, and that each person deserves individualized attention. As a result of the cultural diversity here on campus, I have had the honor to serve as the Psychology Club president, representing the principles of diversity through community services and events, like visiting nursing homes, participating in the college bride walks for victims and survivors of domestic violence, and the report card reviews at Carroll City Middle School. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to my parents, Watson and Rose Dennis, who have been very supportive and have helped me become the woman that I am today. I would like to thank Dr. Becerra for believing in my leadership abilities, Dean Single, Professor Treadwell, Dr. Brzezinski, Dr. McKay, and most especially Dr. Jameson for helping shape me into an exceptional student, and Dr. Jody Grace for your compassion, mentorship, and my educational transformation. In conclusion, I would like to remind my fellow graduates to continue to break barriers, overcome adversity, and be agents for change. Remember, we are leaders today, we are leaders tomorrow, we are leaders for life. Thank you, St. Thomas University, and congratulations to the class of 2017.
Thank you, Watsoni. I now call Monsignor Terrence Hogan to return to the podium together with our commencement speaker and St. Thomas University alum, the Most Reverend Dr. Enrique Delgado.
Bishop Delgado is a very humble man, but it gives me great pleasure today to say His Excellency, Bishop Delgado, was born and raised in Peru, in Lima. As a young man, he obtained a master's degree in economics, specializing in finance and accounting from the University of Lima. After focusing on industrial engineering and managing a company in Peru, he emigrated to the United States and felt a call to the priesthood and began his seminary studies at the young age of 35. He did feel a great call to preach the gospel and in 1996, he was ordained to the priesthood for the Archdiocese of Miami to serve the needs of the church in South Florida. He was assigned to St. Agnes on Key Biscayne, Nativity Parish in Hollywood. He was then appointed pastor of St. Justin Martyr in Key Largo, and until recently, he has served as pastor and built the new church at St. Catherine Drexel in Weston. Very notably, in his spare time, Bishop Delgado earned his PhD in practical theology and received his degree in 2014. The focus of his dissertation was building our parish together, an exploration in participatory leadership. Little did he know that his love of people and parish life would lead to another call from the Holy Father, Pope Francis. On October 12th of this year, then Father Enrique was chosen by Pope Francis to be an auxiliary bishop for the Archdiocese of Miami and to assist Archbishop Wensky, the sponsor of our university. Archbishop Wensky ordained him as a bishop in the Cathedral of St. Mary in Miami just 9 days ago. He now serves the faithful of South Florida as a shepherd. His motto, every bishop chooses a motto, is from Paul's letter to the Philippians. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Please give a warm welcome to our newest shepherd and very special alumnus, Bishop Enrique Delgado.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank Monsignor Casal, President of the St. Thomas University, Mr. John Dooner, Chair of the Board of Trustees, distinguished members of the Boards of Trustees, faculty and staff, members of St. Thomas Community, and class of 2017, family and friends that have supported you through this journey of education. It is such an honor to be present with you today, sharing this special day in your life. Thank you for the opportunity to address you in this beautiful morning, not only as a newly ordained bishop, but as an alumni. I myself was seated in those same chairs 2 years ago, waiting for my diploma of a doctorate in practical theology. I still remember the joy that it brought into my life because it was a great achievement, not only because I didn't have to come to the university or do more research, but actually because it was a milestone in my life. I remember that I was so anxious to get my diploma that it seemed like the main speaker will never stop talking. But don't worry, this is my first time here, and I'm not going to speak for long. I remember that I began my doctoral program out of curiosity. I've always dreamed about knowledge. Knowledge brings us new opportunities, new doors are open, and you see clearly the panorama of choices that are displayed for you because knowledge is an opportunity, but at the same time, it is a responsibility. I came from a big family of 12 siblings. My mother and father truly believed that only good things that they can leave us with is a great education. Education for them meant the doors of success open for their children. That is why all of us going to university was something very natural. It wasn't an option, but a journey for every one of my siblings and me. So this is how my journey began. I graduated as an industrial engineer and set out to work in factories. Very soon I began to realize that I needed more academic preparation to understand completely all the economic processes of manufacturing. So I decided to pursue a master's degree in economics. When I completed my studies, I reached a turning point in my life. I decided to take a completely different direction that prescribes path to follow. Instead of pursuing a PhD in economics, which was the plan at that moment, I decided to enroll in the seminary at St. John Vianney College here in Miami. That was not something decided on the spur of the moment, but a very conscious decision that was planned for in a 5-year window. Thus, I studied 5 more years, one as a pre-theologian and 4 more as a theologian to be ordained as a priest of the Archdiocese of Miami. I was ordained on June 29, 1996 in Lima, Peru, where I am from. At the time, it was easier for one bishop to go to Peru than my whole family to travel to Miami. So my ordination I was ordained by Bishop Agustin Roman. God bless his soul, as he was such a holy man. On my return to Miami, I was assigned to different parishes throughout the Archdiocese of Miami. When I was at St. Justin the Martyr Parish in Key Largo, after 4 years of being a pastor, I thought that was still missing a great piece of my formal education. So I decided to go for the doctoral program in practical theology. It was not an easy time for me because I was transferred to another parish where I faced great challenges. The new parish was functioning in a leased warehouse, and the goal was to build a new house of prayer on the land that the church owned. The perfect excuse to stop my study were there, and I said to myself, I am going to put my studies on hold. Nobody is pressing me. I must do my work at the parish, and I begin this myself so I can finish it myself at my leisure. I have to confess that during the time of my studies, there were moments when I really wanted to quit school. Many times I went to Dr. Brian Froehlich's office to inform him that I will leave my studies and will resume them when I have more time. But every time after taking to Dr. Froehlich, I changed my mind. And I was totally convinced that I should continue my studies. Not only that, I committed to dedicate more time to my studies and push harder to finish it and get my degree. I guess Dr. Froehlich is not only a great professor, but also a great motivator and a very good friend. Thank you, Brian. What I am tempted to articulate is that sometimes we can be tempted to take the easy way and abandon something that is causing you a great deal of problems, especially with the most important asset that you have, which is your time. When you study and pursue a degree, undergraduate or graduate, you are investing your time. I know you also investing money. Somehow, you will get your money back because you will be in a better economical position, but your time is never going to come back. So when we study, it's our time, and nobody can do this for us. When you work, you get compensation that allows you to buy many things like clothing, a new car, a house, You are going to work in whatever work you do, and you are going to get paid for that work. And with that, you are going to pay for worldly goods. You can trade money for goods, but in education, you need to invest your time. You need to spend hours and hours in solitude, only with yourself. Nobody is going to read that particular book for you. Nobody is going to do that research for you. You have to do it. For this reason, studying is the most serious commitment that you made with yourself, because in the process of studying, you also undergo a personal process of transformation. You are becoming an educated person, and that will help you a better human being. That is the purpose of education. Investing ourselves in education will lead us to make more qualified persons to face the challenges of the future. But at the same time, you will face those challenges with great responsibilities, because you will be the leaders of this new millennium. The decision that you will make will impact the life of people that you are leading. Therefore, whatever you do, to whoever you do, you need to remember that you are dealing with human beings. You are dealing with fathers, mothers, husbands, wives. Those decisions will affect the children of those people you lead. Lead with compassion and serenity. Lead with love. And overall, live with an example. There are two things that you need to remember always to be a good leader. Never stop dreaming. The bigger you dream, the greater achievements. And the second thing that you need to remember is never fail to ask for another opinion. We are in search of the truth, but we do not possess the truth. Only God does. So whenever you need advice, find a conversation partner that can guide you to a better outcome. Trust in people. There is no greater joy than to see people who you gave responsibilities respond well and sometimes that excels your expectations. Understand that you don't have to know everything, and you don't have to do everything. Be humble. There is no greater leader than one that leads with humbleness, because we are all human beings with the same dignity created by a loving God. The positions that we'll occupy in life are there to serve and to make better the life of our brothers and sisters. You will have the possibility to empower other people, to make them better persons, to engage them in the process of growing to serve, and sometimes guiding them in their vocational discovery of new possibilities. Never forget to be a leader that leads by an example. Leadership is not a position or a place of honor or someone who has authority over others. Leadership is a way of life capable of inspiring others to follow, of empowering others to do the task, and to help them realize that they are capable of doing great things. Leadership is to facilitate others towards the discovery of their God-given talents and use them for the benefit of the common good. Sometimes talents are hidden because of lack of opportunities or fear of failure. The years ahead are full of possibilities. Those possibilities need to be in accord with your ideals, with your dreams, with your goal of life. One young man asked me how many years have I worked in my life. I told him I have not worked in my life. I have always fulfilled my vocation, and I have tried to excel in everything I have done. This is a secret that has been known by people who try to excel in life. You do not work, you fulfill your vocation. When you work, you are there for get compensation. When you fulfill your vocation, you are there to change the world, to make it a better place with your precious time, with your actions. What you do is not a burden, but a joy. Joy that you get from day to day, sometimes with ups and downs, never with the taste of defeat, but with hope, because we know that the next day will be a better one. Joy that is shown when we see the fruits of our labor in concrete results, and you say that you have done your part, however small, but it is your contribution to change the world and make it better. Knowledge is great, but knowledge without purpose becomes irrelevant. We serve the truth, and we need to be witnesses to that truth. The world doesn't want to hear the absolute and eternal truth that is given by Jesus' revelation. Hold always to the truth. Though outside of this world we'll say otherwise. You have spent 4 or more years here at St. Thomas. I hope that you have been inspired not only by knowledge, but also to the search of truth. In the end, everybody wants to be successful in life. But what is success is that it's not accompanied by happiness. I think that you can be a successful engineer, but a miserable man. So how do we measure success in life? I repeat, is in the search of truth and the dedication of service that will lead us to the path of a successful, fulfilled life. Not only in our careers, but in our inner self where fulfillment resides. I want to extend my congratulations to all of you who have reached your goals this day and are receiving an undergraduate or graduate degree. The days ahead will bring you new challenges in your personal and professional life as well. Challenges that can shape you for the better. Every one of us will face challenges, and how we live our professional life when these challenges will shape the world. We need not only to aspire, but to contribute to a more humane world, where all human beings receive the respect and dignity inherent in every human being, where there is justice and freedom for all, where love is the common denominator in all our actions. We need to work hard to make this world better for future generations, eradicating infirmities, hunger, and poverty. These are ideals that we can achieve if we truly work hard to make it happen. The task is immense. The challenges are huge. But with God's help, everything is possible. May God bless you always, and I wish you the best for you, for your careers, and your professional life. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Bishop Delgado. Now comes the time that we have all been waiting for, the awarding of degrees. Degrees will be awarded by the Academic College and School, beginning with the St. Thomas University School of Law, followed by Biscayne College, the School of Arts and Education, the Gos Machado School of Business, the School of Science, Technology, and Engineering Management, and the School of Theology and Ministry. Degrees will be awarded in the order of Masters of Law, Juris Doctor, Doctoral, Masters, and Bachelors. As these degrees are awarded, you will see graduating students with honor cords in an array of colors. These cords represent their induction into several national honor societies and institutional honors. International students are wearing multicolored sashes that represent the flag colors and symbols of their respective countries. In addition, graduates who have received the Dean's List, Provost Honor Roll, and President's Honor Roll are wearing pins acknowledging their scholastic successes. I now welcome and invite the Dean of the School of Law, Dean Alfredo Garcia, to the center podium to present the Masters of Law and Juris Doctor degrees.
I want to congratulate all of our graduates and also for them to acknowledge their family and their friends who have helped them on this journey. Give them a round of applause. I also want to acknowledge your mentors through your journey, an extraordinary faculty and administration and staff who helped you through your journey. Let us acknowledge them. My favorite phrase from the Bible comes from the prophet Micah. And the prophet Micah says, "What does the Lord require of you? To act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. If you remember that, you will be successful lawyers." As Dean of the School of Law, I invite all the Masters of Law, Juris Doctor degree candidates who are graduating with honors to stand and be recognized. They are wearing gold cords indicating summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. Now I invite the Masters of Law and Juris Doctor degree candidates to come forward to be presented with their degrees.
Hannah Gabisa, being presented with the Doctor of the Science of Law in Intercultural Human Rights. Keith Pulse, being presented with the Masters of Law in Intercultural Human Rights, summa cum laude. Francisco Castro, being presented with the Masters of Law in Intercultural Human Rights. Nanditshimeg Huyag, being presented with the Masters of Law in Intercultural Human Rights. Serge Gassant, presented with a Master's of Law in Intercultural Human Rights, cum laude. Gabriela Edwin Agustin, Master of Law in Intercultural Human Rights. Pedro Pablo Diaz, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Inti Payares, Juris Doctor.
Thank you.
Diego Machado, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Paloma Stewart, Juris Doctor. Anais Saavedra, Juris Doctor. Janelle Marie Duran, Juris Doctor. Stephanie Marie Simeon, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Linda DeMeiter, Juris Doctor. Victor Manuel Bao, Juris Doctor.
Ardelon Montes.
Ardelan Montezir, Juris Doctor. Alexander Luis Buselo. He is being hooded today by his brother Armando Buselo Jr., class of 2014, and his father Armando Buselo Sr. Ladies Gomez, Juris Doctor. Yailiana Leiva, Juris Doctor, cum laude. Elizabeth Marie Barrientos, Juris Doctor. Nadeline Garcia, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude. Brianna Martinez, Juris Doctor. Ashley Carreras Emmerich, cum laude. Patricia Peña, Juris Doctor. Ángel Martínez Graterol, Juris Doctor. Fernando Silva Bastidas, Juris Doctor. Richard Anaya, he's being hooded today by Father Patrick O'Neill. Andre Jermaine Nikita Reed, Juris Doctor. Haley Gordon, Juris Doctor. Guy St. Louis, Juris Doctor. Shuri Rodriguez, Juris Doctor. Evelyn Migandi Barroso, Juris Doctor. Rebecca Morales, Juris Doctor. Marta Maria Ferral, Juris Doctor, cum laude. She's being hooded today by her daughter, Katie Lecousset, class of 2015. Alexis Fernandez, Juris Doctor, magna cum laude.
I now welcome and invite the Dean of Biscayne College, Dean Pamela Single, to the front of the stage to present the degrees. We invite the master's candidates from Biscayne College to come forward to be presented their degrees.
Schiller South Ambroise. Pamela R. Concepcion. Maurice Diaz. Susan Giselle Calix. Ashley S. Amorategui. Shalonda Maria Brown. Jacaira Zayasha Perry. Michelle Verdine. Jennifer Morricone. Julianus Fundora. I now invite the bachelor's degree candidates from Biscayne College to come forward to be presented with their degrees. Christina Garwaki. Alexa N. Rivera. Victoria E. Rodriguez. Shakira Teresa Quesada. Laitza Hyacinth. Abraham M. Alejandro. Kimberly Colon. Alicia Felicita Wilson, magna cum laude. Janae N. King. Victoria Isabel Andrea Angulo Espinosa. Luis Alberto Sierra, cum laude. Oscar Rosales. Armand J. Schoon. David Otero. Annabel Lozada. Jean-Luc Borno. Watsoni Gabriela Denise, magna cum laude. Students, please be seated. I now invite the doctoral degree candidates and their dissertation chair from the School of Arts and Education to come forward to be presented with their degrees.
Dean Gloria Peláez will put the students together with their dissertation chair.
Melissa Lee Matzak. Professor Debbie Goodman Lerner. Caroline Patricia Fermin. Dulce Ramirez. Ivan J. Ramirez. Are there more? Are there more? Ruth Dorisgar Cook. Lauren Teresa Gomez. Bradley T. Nitschneider. Raquel Sapeg. John Waldron. I now invite the master's degree candidates from the School of Arts and Education to come forward to be presented their degrees. Tanya Peralta. Daniela Caballero. Catherine L. O'Neill. Irma Loretta Pemberton. Summa cum laude. Tiffany N. Miller. Dusty Darlene Havens. Jennifer Marie de la Torriente. Fanny Fierro. Catalina Ramos. Lourdes Raquel Salas. Samantha Cooper. Shannon Rockwell. Elizabeth Ann Robert. Indiana C. Rivera. Maria Espejo. Robert Valido. Marjorie Bernard. Gertrude Ann Wunsch. Chen Lu. Denise De Arche. Crystal Richardson. Ilete A. Calzadia. Katie Sanchez. Valeria Rodriguez. Mildred Ann Bryant Reed. Venetia Campbell. Brittany Latae Nelson. Eric Franklin. Leanna Christine Greenidge. Beatrice C. Longchamp. Farah J. Louidor. Richard Vincent Klopso. Kiwanis Lutrice Rogers. Simeon McFadden. Vanessa Yvette Lee Esteves. Anthony Guillarte. Enid Premilus. Amelia Zamora. Adina Ahire James Pierre. Dekinish O'Connor. Diana Mary Barroso Duenas. Chantel Batting. Yannick LaRoche. Keisha Williams. Summa cum laude. Keitra Jamia Alexander. Sharena Edith Douglas. Floyd Wilson. I now invite the bachelor's degree candidates from the School of Arts and Education to come forward to be presented with their degrees. Tanya Dwyer Crawford. Tanya Dyer Crawford. Carolyn Nicole De La Nuez. Bianca Abigail Johnson. Jeffrey Scott Siegel. Juan Nunez. Donald Marshall II. Magna cum laude. Jason Parondo. Sharon Tejeda. Indira Bray Monroe, summa cum laude. Abby Michelle Christie, cum laude. Marion N. Miller. Cliven Cicerone, summa cum laude. Delphine de Green, cum laude. That's it. Students, please be seated.
I now invite Dean Batachoria to present the degrees for the Gus Machado School of Business.
I now invite the master's candidates from the Gus Machado School of Business to come forward to be presented with their degrees. Tiazezun. Shuki Kwan. Tian Lu. Herman A. Sanchez. Zhang Jin Lu. Qiang Wang. Monica Robinson. Orlando A. Santa Cruz. Oresteban Caballero. Javier González. Ricardo Fernández. Tamara Hurst. Pascal Petit. Xiaotin Houston. Brenda J. Wells. Marie Cleona Pierre. Brian Claire Arnoldson. Kiara Churan. Ana Estefania Valencia. Raúl C. Martínez Bercht. Nicolás Bravo. Alexander Maybridge. Hiroshi Nina. Elsie Gutierrez. Braden Chad Pomerantz. Rayford Shipman. Tony Florent Mamodali. Floria Mushia Mutumbo. Daimel Diaz Lamas. Catherine Naranjo. Michelle Peña. Jacqueline M. Barreras. Carlos Julio Garcia. Burley Y. Brazier. Abriana Arley Richardson. Zatal B. Stephen. Benjamin J. Anshef. Ashley Nicole Fernandez. Brandon Valentin. Marie C. Daniel. Rico Danielle. Tanisha A. Webster. Aria A. Bethel. I now invite the bachelor's degree candidates from the Gus Machado School of Business to come forward and be presented with their degrees. Walter Lavelle. Yumang He. Juan Wen. Sofía Margarita Álvarez. Janet Peña. Selene Laika Javier. Alfonso Ricardo Rigby. Tomás Greco. Nicolás Félix Sobansky. Héctor Hernández Mena. María Mercedes Pérez Hernández. Juan Carlos Villamizar Avia. Carly G. Durr. Caitlin B. McCluskey. Brandon J. Vega. DeSanta T. Franklin Jordan. Yashmael Gerald. Alejandro F. Khan III. Andrew Dennis. Alexander Perez. Alexander A. Pereira. Students, please be seated. I now invite the master's degree candidates from the School of Science, Technology, and Engineering Management to come forward to be presented with their degrees.
Dean Luis Fernandez Torres, please come to the front to present the degrees.
Edward Allen Wolf. Maria del Carmen Matute Obispo. Gloria Espinosa. Lydia L. Ocasio-Stutenberg. Carmen M. Camacho. Carola G. Stone. Clardia Fleur-Delmont. Antonino Santamarina. Patrick Noriega. Mary Josephine O'Sullivan. Michelson Platon. Javier F. Rojas. Elbert Maurice Perez. Gladys Joseph. Santosh Kumar Pinapati. I now invite the bachelor's degree candidates from the School of Science, Technology, Engineering, Management to come forward to be presented with their degrees. Ksenia Miankonova Slavina. Ashton Rashad Williams. Breno Erti. Carlos Canales. Corey D. Ross. Chelsea E. Trust. Daniel Rousseau. Lynette Cornelio. Kevin Perez. Yamil I. Gonzalez.
Dean Monsignor Terrence Hogan and Vice President of Mission will come forward to present the degrees for the School of Theology.
I now invite the doctoral degree candidates and their dissertation chairs from the School of Theology and Ministry to come forward to be presented with their degrees. Patricia Lynn Duty, PhD in Practical Theology. Father Peter Yi Lin. Father Donald Dryopin Combo. I now invite the master's degree candidates from the School of Theology and Ministry to come forward to be presented with their degrees. Milagros M. Beltran. Jennifer M. Bonilla. Ana M. Diaz. Shemani Williams Lewis. Alexis Pestano Fernandez. Donna M. Smith. Loretta F. Solnier. Kevin L. Tisdall. Students, please be seated.
I ask the graduates of the fall class of December 2017 to please stand. By the power vested in me as president of St. Thomas University by the Board of Trustees in the state of Florida. I hereby declare you graduates of St. Thomas University with the rights and privileges thereto. And to signify your new status in the community of scholars, please transfer your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left. Graduates, please be seated. I now call to the podium the chair of our Board of Trustees, Mr. John J. Dooner, Jr., of the class of 1970, a St. Thomas alum, to lead you in the St. Thomas University Pledge of Loyalty.
You heard the bishop say that he got his degree 2 years ago. I sat in your seats 50 years ago. I can only say, bless you. I now would actually like to ask all the graduates to stand again. And I'd like to, one more time, present you to your family, your friends, your spouses, your parents, and I'd like to present to all of them the graduating class of fall 2017. We've heard this earlier in the ceremony by many, but I think it worthy of repeating. We, the graduates, would like to recognize our parents, spouses, and family for their help and support, without whom many of us would not be participating in this ceremony today. Parents, spouses, families, please stand. Finally, as you heard many times during the ceremony, but I think also worthy of repeating, I'd ask the graduates to please join me in recognizing the distinguished faculty members of St. Thomas University. May I ask the faculty to stand so the graduates may show their appreciation to you for your wisdom, your dedication, and your guidance. Loyalty to your alma mater, St. Thomas University, is a special characteristic of our students and our students over time. I ask you as graduates, as fellow graduates, to, with me, recite the Pledge of Loyalty found in your program. So if you can, take a second and find that pledge in your program. Again, I ask that we say it together. With a solemn sense of my responsibility, I pledge myself to hold my degree as a sacred trust, Outstanding. Now I'd like to introduce Victoria Jinzo, who will recite, if you will, our alma mater.
Saint Thomas, now we sing our song of gladness to be a part of your great honored name. Here in this land, so rich with ancient memories of people from so many native lands. Bless this our home and loving alma mater, and keep us true to her great heritage. Born in the light of noble Saint Augustine, her preaching stand like beacons on our shores, leading us to a life of love and service. No matter where our feet will tread on you, keep life in us, the memories now we treasure, and keep us to your eternal home.
I'm pleased to invite Monsignor Terence Hogan to the podium to lead us in the benediction. Following the benediction, we ask all guests to please remain seated until the platform party, faculty, and graduates have left the commencement area.
And now let us pray. O Lord, we do not know today where the winding road of life might lead us, but we are sure in the knowledge that wherever we may go, whatever paths we may choose, you, O Lord, are with us, you, O Lord, will be with us, and you, O Lord, will never forget us, for you are our Creator, our Shepherd, and our Guide. And so may the Lord bless us and keep us. May his light shine upon us and be gracious to us from the rising of the sun to its setting. May the name of the Lord be blessed. Amen.
Just go. Yes. So just move.